consistent and persistent change makers. He is a brother of veracity, vision, and vigor. And when he said that this was going to happen, all of us knew that we would eventually be here today. So it is my pleasure and my honor to introduce, well, not to introduce you, to just bring forth a brother who will not give up, who will not let up, and definitely will not shut up. I give you, don't mute, Ronald Moten.
I first of all gotta, give him his flowers right here. This man right here has been with us from the beginning. And when I started working with Check It, y'all know it was a gay gang who was at Gallery Place, who was marginalized. I thought I was gonna get a lot of help. It didn't show up. It took us years to get help. But this guy right here, and Turk Stevens behind him, those are two of the people who stuck with us and was fighting for us from day one. So I want to thank you for that before I even say anything, Phil. You always been there for us, and you there for everybody. So that's why I asked you to really MC this, but you said I should MC it. So I'm going to take a moment of silence for my aunt. I couldn't go to her funeral today because I couldn't counsel this, and I know she would want me to be here. And Star's mother, she lost her mother recently. So let's just give a moment of silence for our ancestors and people who made two of the co-founders of Check It Enterprises and the Go-Go Museum, who they are. In 2009, two things happened. As depicted in the video, we introduced the need to fight for Go-Go Museum to 4,000 people at the 2009 Go-Go Awards, which I co-produced with Jahad Abraham at the Washington Convention Center. The second thing was initiating the work with a group of marginalized youth who everybody wrote off called Check It Enterprises. Star right here in the corner was the founder. E-Ball was one of the founders. And Star called me from prison after her sister was shot 4 times with an AK-47. Actually, I was visiting Star's sister, and Star called and said, let me speak to Mo. And Star asked, why you don't support the gay children? And I said, I would support anybody as long as they're willing to take the help and try themselves. Because I don't believe in helping people who don't want to help themselves. That's done, y'all. We done with that. You got to want to help yourself first. So let's be clear on that. All that enabling our children and our community, let's say over. No. Let's say over. All right, because we're going to deal with the violence. We got to deal with that too. All right. So I started working with them just like Al Malik started working with me when I came home from prison in 1994. And I took him under my wing, and the rest was history. We became business partners without a dime from the city or anybody. And we worked hard for 6 years to prove that we were worthy of funding and support from our community. We raised $70,000 from our community first, and that's how we opened up Check It Enterprises. And then we, in 2006, we started a business, and we had people like Scotty Irvin and Blue Sky Construction. We had people like the Jack Kemp Foundation. We had people like the Far Southeast Collaborative who gave us our first mini grant, which was $10,000, and that's what sparked Check It Enterprises. And last but not least, Chief Diane Grooms at the time in the back was the one that we met with. When people say you can't do nothing with the police, man, get them people out your life. Because it was Chief Grooms that saved Big G when we had the black hole. It was Chief Grooms who paid for the food when we broke it, Check It down in Gallery Place. I want to tell y'all this. We did this without a dime from the government. We broke up a gang of 200 people, took the leaders, and formed a business. Some of those young people own houses now. Some of them are doing positive things, and we didn't get no money for that. So I'm just saying to say, when your heart is in something, we can do whatever we want to do in this city, and we're going to put our hearts into changing what's going on in our city right now. All right, so I'm going to throw a little shade, but no shade. No shade. But we were the anchor business before Busboys and Poors and Starbucks arrived to Anacostia. Just got to tell like it is. Then, after years of hard work, we started seeing the light. However, gentrification almost got us out of here. Robert White, Kenyon McDuffie, Mayor Bowser and her brilliant staff helped us with that by helping us get a grant through at the finish line, and COVID could not stop us. I mean, everybody, including Scotty, was like, good luck with that. I don't know how y'all gonna get that done in a week, right? Right, Scotty? Remember Scotty? Where's Scotty at? Okay, so Scotty, he was like, I don't know how y'all gonna get that. I've never seen this happen. Well, Mayor, your staff at DMPEG made it happen. And we really, really appreciate you making sure, and Kenyon, making sure that our community get equity, because equity looks like this. Equity looks like when you own your property, right? If we're gonna stop gentrification, because you know some people think it's a crime to help black people. They always try to criminalize when the elected official wants to help a black person or entity. It's not a crime. It's not a crime. And you all showed that our entire city, council and mayor, can come together and do the right thing. So I thank you all for coming together to do the right thing for us. But we must continue this to make sure more of it happens so that this area right here does not end up where I grew up at in Petworth, where nobody I know, I can't recognize none of my life or childhood friends now when I go there. So I cry, just like many of you, when you go to the neighborhoods that you grew up in. So when you go inside the Go-Go Museum, you're going to get a glimpse of some of the exhibits. Most people don't know that Trouble Funk was sampled over 250 times. Just that one band. Our youngins don't know that. They don't know the value and history of go-go music because guess what? Over 12, 14 years ago, it was criminalized. And we took it out to schools. We took it out to the clubs, so our young people can't do what we did. They used to have somewhere to go. So now when they're on U Street, they're on 8th Street, and they're on all these other, National Harbor, why are they here? Well, we were somewhere doing them hours. We had somewhere to go. So we can make places safe for our children and give them the same culture and history that we had. You know, with number 11 Boys Club, as Trayon White always talks about, council member, Ballou Senior High School was a place where the police and the children came together every day, and you had to put them out to school at 8 p.m. But when J-Rock got killed, instead of making sure the children were safe, we killed all those programs. So I'm just giving you some pretense of how a lot of this violence came back, right? You know, we got rid of it, but some things we need to bring back to help start the 4 years of eliminating homicides and youth violence in our city. Some of the other exhibits would be, we have a Royal Pocket, which goes back to Africa, and it examines our journey from Africa through the Caribbean, through Central America, to D.C., where we get our mumbo sauce and wings. I can't wait to work with our Chief Operating Music Officer, Anwar Big G Glover, who will be in charge of bringing young artists into the museum. We're going to be programming them, not under the museum, but I want to help Big G do his own thing. What guy deserves better than a guy that always is out front, always fighting for our people, right? It would be no Don't Mute DC if we didn't have 10,000 people on U Street. But 10,000 people would not have shown up if Backyard Band wasn't there, all right? And we appreciate you, brother, for what you did and what you always do, all the way back to the Peaceaholics for our young people. Also, my ladies of the pocket, Boogie is here, and Maisha Rashad's husband is here. Y'all saw Maisha on the bus. That was my buddy, Maisha. And most people don't know, it was a lady by the name of Maisha, right, Sugar Bear? That Sugar Bear played, she helped bring Sugar Bear career back. Am I right or wrong? And the thing about it, she came at a time when go-go needed something grown and sexy because we couldn't play anywhere. And I came and got Sugar Bear and Maisha, right? No go-go bands were in the hotel. I snuck up in the hotel with those big old wigs on, right? And everybody's like, why y'all bringing them Bammers at the party? It was a fight party I did with all the boxers. And they came in there and tore that stage up, and go-go was back ever since then. We started playing in clubs. We started playing in hotels, everywhere. I mean, y'all want to know the history, right? I'm just giving y'all a little history. Because people don't be, like they say, Mo just started with go-go, with Don't Mute DC. Nah, Mo go back to 30 years inside the Ceasefire Don't Smoke the brothers and sisters when they stopped the music, and I went against Al Malika and let the children play inside the ceasefire. Got them off the streets. And we have 300 children in that little ass, excuse me. We had 300 children in that little building, keeping them off the streets. And every ABC band that you could think of, every time I came up, Every neighborhood had a band. It was a different band in every neighborhood. Hey, Mo, I got CCB, I got UTB, I got this. And we would just let them play. And it was keeping young people off the streets. And we had to get more creative, but I will say with your administration, Ms. Bowser, we've been working with the Move Mountain program for years, but it's just been during the summertime where we take young people and we give them the creative economy. We teach them how to use social media to create positive content, right? But we got to get them on positive platforms so it's cool not to be a fool instead of cool to be a fool as it is right now, right? I would like to thank, I see Events DC right here. I would like to thank you for helping us out and supporting us. And of course, your shop, Ms. Foster, Office of Cable Television, Film and Entertainment, who also supported the bus. And we had a big corporate sponsor. They gave us $200,000, right? And them sponsors don't let you say their name. They don't know it helps you get more money when you're able to say their name, but we can't say their name. But anyway, we had a big sponsor, and guess what? We fulfilled our obligation. So guess what? We're doing a big fundraiser in February. So y'all get the word out. If you give the Go-Go Museum funding, they will complete the mission. All right? I want to also, before I get to my construction team and close this out, I see the Greg Hers, him, and another chef. It's a chef, rather. I won't announce their name because we're about to ink the deal. But she's a chef that's mixed with Latino and African descent. And she's creating a menu that goes from Africa to the Caribbean, to Central America, to DC with our mumbo sauce and wings. And that would be our menu, small dishes from that diaspora, right? So we're going to tell the story with the Royal Pocket exhibit, and we're going to have the food, right? So we're educating people in all ways. And y'all see my son right there asleep, right? A lot of people say that go-go music is over. Well, go-go music's not over because my son loves go-go. And he's 3 years old. He made me make a go-go shirt for him. Ain't that right? You got your go-go shirt? See? Come and show me your shirt. Come show him your shirt. You know, I was saying no. Okay. He the boss. He the boss. So I would just mention some of my construction team that's here. Where's Sean Samuels? Sean Samuels? See, I got smart, y'all. I got real smart. You know how we try to do everything ourselves? Right? I've learned. Stay in your lane. So Sean Samuels managed that project and that building right there across the street. Sean Samuels is the brother that came to help Deion Reed and them when they had some trouble with that building, get everything straight and get their project going the right way, right? He's a brother that's known throughout the city. And I just appreciate you for taking this small project, because he do big projects with your your elementary school schoolmate. And he saved me so much money because people kept trying to get over, y'all. People will come with outrageous prices and dealing with the city. You got to know what you're doing, dealing with the city. And, oh, yeah, congratulations to your new director board of the popular buildings. He's excellent. He's excellent. He's helped us move our permits through. And so I just want to commend bringing somebody who's very competent. Also, Scotty, Miss Irvin is here from Blue Sky Construction. Is anybody else here from the construction team? Who? Okay, Blue Sky Construction. Reggie Van Lee, I have to give you my thanks, man. I appreciate you, brother. He's putting so much money into go and the arts for the Commission on Arts and Humanities, and he's taking the time to come here today. Eleanor Holmes Norton, I appreciate you. And you know, we got like 70,000 views with our two-step. You know that, right? So I appreciate all that you do for our community. And also my mentor, Corey. Corey is with the association, the Black Chamber of Commerce, and from day one, anything I've needed, because a lot of things we didn't have, I would call Corey, and he would say, here you go, Mo, here's the template, here's this, here's that. That's what we got to start doing more for each other as a people. Stop, come off your high horse, stop looking down on your people, and let's help build each other up, y'all. Because half the time, it ain't other people that's our problem, it's us. We the problem, and we got to acknowledge that. So I appreciate you being there for me and always supporting us whenever we call, man. Give me some of your recipes and everything. I appreciate you, brother. So without further ado, because I know we way behind schedule, I want to bring up our great mayor, Mayor Merrill Bowser, who, to me, you know, people talk about you, but you know, I've been around for 30. No, listen. I've been around for 30 years doing this, right? Mayor, I have not seen nobody put the amount of money that you put into our community. Nobody. Besides Marion Bird. Nobody. And I also want to shout out my partner, Natalie Hopkinson, Professor Dr. Natalie Hopkinson, one of the co-founders of Don't UDC, who gave me another half that I didn't have and always put me in check. Find somebody who you don't always agree with to be one of your partners. I'm telling you. If you got people around you who just yes men and yes women, you ain't going to be great. So I just want to say that. And the last thing I want to say that I left out, Antoine Ford is up there. He has $50,000 sitting in the bank for our Go-Go Walk of Fame that we just talked to Deed out about. So we also going to have a Go-Go Walk of Fame, a recording studio in the basement so bands can record, make music again, youth and things like that. And it's much, much more, but we out of time, and I bring up our great mayor. Thank you.
Let's give it up for Ron Moten. Give it up for Ron. And I just want you to know, people talk about you too. They do. They talk about you too. I mean, you're doing something. No, but seriously, Ron, I've been watching you a long time and admiring you. And one thing that I learned from you is to always refer to these 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20-year-olds is what they are. They're children. And sometimes we start talking to them like they're little adults, but they're children. And we need to make sure how we think about them, how we plan for them and invest with them recognizes that they're precious, they're our children, and they're always capable of turning the corner, of getting it right. And as a city, we have to be there to make sure we can do that. But today is a celebration, isn't it? It's a celebration of a vision, and a vision that's been many years in the making, as you have described. It's about champions of the culture. It's about partnerships, but ultimately it's also going to be about execution, and executing right here in the Great Ward 8. I'm pleased to be here with so many community leaders. Ron has mentioned most. Your council members here, Council Member Trayon White, give him a big round of applause. At-large Council Member Kenyon McDuffie, former Ward 5 Council Member McDuffie, also here. I know there are ANC commissioners here. We have our bands here, and I know that everyone who's here is going to be called out for carrying the music, representing the culture, and preserving the music. And I am very proud that as a city, and I think it was Councilmember McDuffie's legislation that made go-go music the official music of Washington, D.C. I'm very proud that we were able to make the funds available, but because if we could do something in a week, it was because we had a very persistent champion that wouldn't take no for an answer and shouldn't have taken no for an answer when there was an opportunity to preserve this building. I know also that a lot of our government agencies have come to bear, including you're going to hear from OCTFME and LaToya Foster, who is all Ward 8 all the time, Events DC, DOB, DC Public Libraries, DC Public Schools. We all know have a role to play in making sure we keep the culture alive. And so to most of us probably assembled here and many people watching, go-go is not just great music, but it is our childhood. It's the soundtrack to, parties we went to after school or on Georgia Avenue or on Martin Luther King Avenue, you name it, where people met each other, lifelong friends and lifelong lovers at the go-go. And go-go represents the creative spirit, I think, of the never give up spirit of Washington, D.C. And we know that we have to do all we can to preserve that culture. And I have an opportunity to recognize another friend of Go-Go who is here today, and that's Spike Lee. Spike Lee helped make sure America and the rest of the world knew what we knew about go-go music. He, of course, is a legend in the world of film. He's been doing it over 4 decades. And most recently, I got to know him as an author because my daughter is in love with Baby Baby Please, another Spike Lee joint. And and Tanya, that's right. And so we also, Spike had the opportunity earlier this week to introduce a new program, a partnership between DC government and our 2 HBCUs, our University of the District of Columbia and Howard University. We know, I think you represent Morehouse right now. All right. We know he's an HBCU alum, but it was in school days with his fictitious HBCU that the world learned from Sugar Bear and EU about the butt. It was a defining moment for Go-Go. The butt went to #1 in 1988 and propelled Go-Go from the streets of DC to the world stage. And so as we celebrate, and I'm hoping that Mo and the curators here will allow that moment in Go-Go history to also be chronicled. And I want to just present Spike, if I might, with a proclamation from the residents of the District of Columbia saying thank you. And we want to proclaim today in Washington, D.C., Spike Lee Day. So once again, on behalf of all of us, Reggie and our Arts Commission, Commissioner Chairman Van Lee, and Mo, congratulations. We're going to be here every step of the way.
Mayor, just so you know, because of a culture grant that we got from Vince DC and OCTFE, one of the main exhibits is the 50 years of EU, and that's what Spike came down for today, so we can interview him for that exhibit. So you're right, that's going to be a part of one of the main exhibits in the Go-Go Museum. Yes, please, please, please. And I have a record here I need you to sign, if you will. The School Days album cover. Next, I'd like to bring up Eleanor Holmes North. Now, Congresswoman Eleanor Holmes North.
What a day. So good afternoon, everybody, friends from near and far. It is a pleasure and my honor to be with you as we officially break down for the Go-Go Museum and experience the Mobile Go-Go Museum. Hometown DC has always had a vibrant musical and cultural life, but the overbearing presence of official Washington, and I'm part of both, often smothered the identity of hometown Washington as much as it trampled our rights as American citizens. Americans knew the nation's capital, but could not tell the difference between official Washington and hometown DC. Then came go-go music. Go-go music rescued hometown DC from the image of a government town that couldn't keep a beat to a hometown with its own funky beat. Songs have been written about major cities. New York, New York, Chicago, I Left My Heart in San Francisco, and major cities like Detroit and Philadelphia have their own sound. But go-go gave our city a great big musical genre and a unique sound, distinctly our own. This is a town with dancing in its DNA. I love to dance. So go-go gave us a hometown sound that won't let you stay in your seat and won't let you sit down once you get up. Today we acknowledge 50-plus years of excellence, creativity, and self-determination with the opening of the Go-Go Museum. Thank you, Ron Moten, for your vision, and congratulations, DC. We are busting loose.
Mayor, I just want to say something. My two partners here, because I always give homage to them, because I know I wouldn't be here without them. And E-Ball made these clothes that I'm wearing today. But what I want to say is they were doing some of the things that these other children were out here doing. It's a way that we can fix this. It starts with opportunity, but it also starts with accountability. And it's a balance. And if we don't have both, I know you can dump $40 million into interruption, but the interruption can also be balanced with accountability. It's not going to work. So I just want to say it worked with them because they had to fall down too before they listened to me. A lot of times people don't get it the first time, and that's what some of our elected officials downtown don't get. Sometimes our young people got to sit down to save their life and to save us. And their lives were saved, but behind that they were given an opportunity though. And they took advantage of it. I love y'all, man. I know I wouldn't be here without y'all. I really love y'all. Because we gotta let the youngest know when they do what's right that y'all recognize, man. I know I wouldn't be here without y'all. And I just want you to know I love you so much, man. I really do. We're gonna make it fast now because we gotta do the ribbon cutting, the groundbreaking and stuff. So I'm asking everybody who comes out just to do like 2 minutes so we can get in and out. I'm gonna bring up Councilmember Trayon White and then followed by Councilmember Kenya McDuffie.
Good afternoon, D.C. Oh, y'all don't sound like we're in the nation's capital. Good afternoon, D.C. I want to thank you, Mo, for your leadership. If you don't know Ronald Mo, he's never short of ideas. I met Ronald Mo when I was in high school, and that was in 2001. So to tell you how old he is. And he's been a consistent, fierce leader on so many different platforms and so many different issues. And so I want to say I'm happy to join you here. I remember you came to me with this idea. And then we met at King and McDuffie's office, and Ron White joined us. And there's a scripture I like to use, where there's no vision, the people perish. And as a Washingtonian, see, I'm a Washingtonian. When I think about go-go, some of y'all don't know about it. See, people see Beat Your Feet, but I came up in the hee-haw days. And the funky breakdance. Nah, we ain't doing that right now. We're going to focus on the task at hand. But I came up in those days. Even when Beat Your Feet came out, I was around in high school when Slush and Darryl came up with that, and it was a part of our culture. It was a part of our DNA, as the Congresswoman said. And I think that we have to embody that. Because for those who are indigenous Washingtonians, we feel like, some people feel like we don't belong here anymore. And I say that being in Ward 8 because I've seen businesses in Ward 8 that didn't make it. On this very same street, I've seen Cheers at the Big Chair close down. I've seen Citations close down. What was the other one on, can't remember the name, but it was right here on the corner. IHOP closed down. There's so many businesses. And so I believe that we have to be intentional about supporting black businesses. What better place to do this on Martin Luther King and Marionberry Avenue? I said on Martin Luther King and Marionberry Avenue. What greater freedom fighters have we had that grace our presence, man? And I'm just honored to be here to share this moment in the spirit of Bundy, who lost his life. But we have to do more to support our people. We got to be unapologetic by creating vehicles where people not just get a hand out, but a hand up during this time of economic suppression depression. People are just struggling to just survive in Washington, D.C. And so the council with 20, well, at the time, it was lower, but now we at $20 billion. We can do more to make sure people got equitable access to living in our city, to programs, to jobs, like we talking about with the ladies. Like, we can do more with our city, and we have to be intentional about it. So this is one step to many more. And I thank you for your leadership. I want to bring up my colleague, Councilmember Kenya McDuffie, who led the fight with the legislation and got us across the finish line. I also want to, before I go, come on up, brother. I want to thank you, Mayor Amelia Bowser, for backing the play. I know a lot of times the council and the mayor don't agree on a lot of things. We go through our challenges, but sometimes we got to put our differences aside and figure out what we can agree on. And we want to fight with this one. And we want to go all the way up to Sycamore and Oak, on Greg. We want to go all the way up to Sycamore Oak to make sure we got our own Black Wall Street. Our own Black Wall Street right here in Southeast Washington, D.C. Don't just stand there. Do something. Thank you. God bless.
Fred, they said they want to see you hee-haw. Before you go, we got to make sure he hee-haw.
He acting like Shine, man. When Shine came to my birthday party, he's like, Mo, you can play the song, but I can't do the rap.
Ba 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 da ba ba da da. Hey, where you at? I am at large Councilmember Kenya McDuffie. I'm so delighted to be here with you all this afternoon. I want to thank all the folks who helped make today possible. Obviously, starting with Ron Moten. Trayon White said that he's a man of many ideas. Indeed, he is a man of many ideas. He's also a man of many words. Because you had like 20 sheets of paper up here. I was getting worried for a second. I was going to take. But this is something that I think we shouldn't underestimate how much went into making the day possible. It didn't just start with Don't Mute DC and what happened during the pandemic. I think a lot of people know GoGo because of Natalie and Ron and so many other people's efforts when they tried to shut down the music on Georgia Avenue and Florida Avenue, and people like Ron and Natalie and thousands of others said that they weren't going to let that happen. That's important. It's important also that we make sure we continue to pour in to these types of places. 5 years ago, we were out here under some very grim circumstances. Trayon White called an emergency meeting, and Ron hosted it here in 2018 after Memorial Day weekend, where a lot of blood was shed. And during my remarks there, I talked about how we needed to make this intersection, what was then Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue and Good Hope Road, is now Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue and Marion Barry Avenue, that we needed to make this the new Black Wall Street. You just heard Councilmember White say that. I mean that sincerely. The way we get there is not by accident. The way we get there is by pouring into efforts like this GoGo Museum. It's by making sure that people, black people in the District of Columbia, can gain more assets and build more wealth in a city where white wealth is 81 times that of black wealth. It's a sobering reality, but I think it's worth noting because we have to continue to make sure that we keep our fingers on the pulse and that we are using our budget as a tool to empower people who need the help the most. This is an example of what we can do when you have people who are determined like Ron Moten and so many others. But I think what we can do is a lot more and a lot greater. Today is about the GoGo Museum, and I can't wait to cut the ribbon, but tomorrow is truly about making this intersection the new Black Wall Street. Can we do that, Trayon White? Can we do that, Ron Moten? Yes, can we do that, people? I appreciate y'all. I was happy to be a part of making GoGo the official music DC. We poured money into the COVID relief to the tune of millions of dollars because we knew people needed it. But when you have a budget that's $20 billion, there's a lot more that we can do together, Mayor Bowser. There's a lot more that we can do together, the Council of the District of Columbia. There's a lot more we can do together, Cora Masters-Berry. We can do Corey Griffin. We can do Congresswoman Eleanor Holmes Norton. But we cannot do it without the folks who are here and the folks across the District of Columbia. Let's get to work. Let's make sure we cut this ribbon, but let's keep the party going, keep GoGo going, and let's keep empowering black people in the District of Columbia. Thank you all.
I also want to recognize, I see Brenda Jones in the back, one of our board members who always has been here when nobody else was here. Dr. Deborah Evans, who's a chief advisor, who goes all the way back to me with the Peaceaholics. And they the people that keep me straight. And you got to have some strong black women with you because they're going to tell you when you're wrong. Even if they get on your nerves, they're going to tell you. You gotta have them. You gotta have them. So I want to next, Ms. Irvin, are you gonna say a few words in behalf? Okay, so we're ready to close out then. I'm gonna close out with Latoya Falls, but first I'm gonna let the brother who's made a nice size donation to the Go-Go Museum. We haven't gotten the check yet, but I know it's coming. But the reason why I'm bringing them up is because I want to close out before Ms. Foster. Anybody who wants to be a part of the fundraiser we're doing in February, please see Ms. Jones. Raise your hand, Ms. Jones, so she can get your information, because we're doing a big fundraiser at a hotel the night before Go-Go became DC's official music, and at midnight we're going to do a champagne toast of raising $200,000. All right? Y'all think we can do that? All right, because listen, what you see in the bus and what you're going to see here is just a start. I went up to New York where they got the Hip Hop Museum, and it started out with the same amount of square feet. 3 years later, they raised I'm going to say this again, $50 million, and they went from that building to a building of 50,000 square feet, right? And then 2 levels of affordable housing. But what I want the museum to become eventually is the museum and afford artist housing on top for our artists, and make it affordable and grow our artists in Washington, D.C. So we're talking about 4 or 5 years from now, we got to get this right first, right? And the formula, and then that's the next step. So, brother, a few words and we close.
When you said that I want to say something, Scotty called me right at that moment. So he did ask me to make the connection that, so Blue Sky Construction owner, Scotty Irving, also one of the original founders of Madness, who made the EU hats.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So, we've been in the
And that's going to be a store in the museum, too. Because most people don't know that Puff Daddy used to follow the Madness shop and hang with him. That's where he got the whole idea from. We got to tell those stories. Thank you.
Great segue. Thank you. You might be asking yourself, why is the Black Chamber here and around this idea of the Go-Go Museum? I think it's obvious. Go-Go has not only fueled this economy over decades, but it will continue to do that, Ron. I just want to say thank you on behalf of the Black Chamber of Commerce. I want to recognize Antoine Ford, who is a founding member of our D.C. affiliate, and also our board member with the Informer, Denise Rolock Barnes. Thank you so much for being here. Ron, we're going to be here with you. We got some money in this room, so when you start talking about fundraising, you should get the people. Spike, Brother Spike, Brother Spike. Can we get 50? Can we get 50? 100? 100? Thank you, Ron. Love you, man.
Thank you, man. All right, well, last but not least, this young lady, she helped Marion write his book. And she used to do a lot of press for Marion. And she moved on to this and that. And now she runs this big agency that's over top a lot about music, culture, and filming the mayor everywhere she go. And thank you for just bringing some good, powerful women around you, sister. If don't nobody else got your back, a strong woman got your back. And you got some soldiers too, though. But we got something big coming up, right? And you're going to be out here with us in the Mobile Museum this Saturday with the Honorable Cora Mastersbury for the street naming, right? The street naming of the great, legendary, right? Marion Barry, right? And we're going to do it right on this street right here. It's going to be an activation. So everybody tomorrow, before I bring you up, I want everybody to do this. Me and Big G going to drop a video in the morning. And basically, you're going to tell your favorite Marion Barry story. Whether it was a summer job, whatever it was that you loved about Marion Barry, we want everybody to post tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock and tell them why you are coming here Saturday. Can I get everybody to agree with that? Who's going to do that tomorrow morning for the Mayor for Life? Y'all don't say I'm too, I'm going to do that again. Who's going to do that tomorrow for Marion Barry? All right. So, you tell me. Hashtag Mayor for Life. Mayor for Life? All right, that's the hashtag, Mayor for Life. Tomorrow at 8 a.m., all right? So I'm going to close out with this sister who runs this great agency who's always helped not just me out, but people in Go-Go out. And I know it might be hard sometimes. I know it's hard. I know it is. But thank you for doing it anyway, my sister. Let's bring her up.
Good afternoon to the great Ward 8. How y'all doing, Ward 8? I'm not going to take up much of your time. I just want to say how much pride I have standing here today and how honored I am to be standing here today. Ron, it goes without being said, you really did your thing with what you've done here. Congratulations, my friend. Seriously, what you've done, unfathomable. Congratulations. You know, but when I look out at the crowd here today, I see a family affair that has worked tirelessly, put a lot of effort into ensuring that Go-Go, the heartbeat of our city, is not just alive, but it continues to thrive. Am I correct? Yeah. Seriously. You know, I think we've come a really long way from, if you were a kid like me, listening to Go-Go on WOL, 7 p.m. It would start up, 7 to 12 a.m., right? All the way to I had the opportunity to witness young folks at Georgetown University just last week telling the story of our city, of Go-Go, and where it came from, how it derived, and where it is today. They told the story better than I remembered it for 40 years. I've never seen anything like it. And then now we can say Go-Go is even at the Kennedy Center. Ain't that right, Reggie Van Lee? Go-Go's come a really long way. So, Mayor Bowser, we thank you so much, and Councilmember McDuffie and the council for making sure that we have the resources to continue to not only make sure that Go-Go stays alive, but it continues to thrive. We know that as a result of those resources, our city has successfully produced and sponsored and hosted hundreds of events. Just this year, we've taken Go-Go from DC venues to the Roots Festival in Philadelphia, South by Southwest in Austin, Texas, Nashville, Ron and Natalie, and even to the continent of Africa. Go-Go is go-going. And yeah, Go-Go is go-going. And our city is evolving on all fronts of entertainment. And Mayor, we thank you so much for that. And, you know, I've got to recognize while I'm up here, our film scene, Spike Lee. We want to say welcome back to the District of Culture, Creativity, and Cool. Many of you may not know, Spike Lee has come here several times, even since Mayor Bowser has been in office, and shot films and series right here in D.C., the Colin Kaepernick miniseries. The 20 years since 9/11, Spike Lee, right here in Washington, D.C., did a walk and talk with Mayor Bowser at Black Lives Matter Plaza. But that speaks to what we're doing here in D.C. You know, people may not recognize us. They look at us for politics and power, but they don't know about what we're doing here on a cultural standpoint. So we've got to tell that story, too, because what we know about entertainment and what we're able to do, ain't that right, Turk Stevens? Ain't that right, Paul Weinstock? And Gil over there. We know that, Reggie Van Lee, because of entertainment, we're bringing multi-million-dollar corporations into this city. We're showing our youth that they have non-traditional jobs and opportunities in entertainment, in go-go, in music, that's giving our youth hope. Am I correct? So we're going to work hard to keep this music alive. This museum is going to archive where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. And we're going to keep making sure that people recognize that D.C. is politics, and we get a lot done here. But we are seriously the mecca of entertainment as well, and we are a city of culture, creativity, and cool. So thank you so much, everyone. I think it's time for us to cut that ribbon. Yes. All right.
We're going to do the groundbreaking real quick. Can everybody come up for the groundbreaking? And then after that, we asking everybody to sit still for 1 minute because the mayor's going to go out and see the museum with Spike, the mobile museum. And then everybody else can come and see, and the backyard band is going to play live on the rooftop of the museum. Down, still, down on one knee, please. I'm barely seeing it. Can you make a hole? No good. Let's go. Yeah, a little bit over. Good. Thank you.
Coming out with the right hand. Second. Third. Fourth. Thank you.
We now return to our previously scheduled program, already in progress.
Wait till I cut the speakers off and shut the power off. I'm gonna shut the speakers off, then shut the power off to that.